Welcome back. So we are starting Brenna's session. She'll be joining here in 2 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back. Sorry for the short delay here. So let's bring Brenna Wallace onto the stage, please. Can you hear us? I think you're on mute. So can you hear us? Hello, Brenna, can you hear us? Hello. Hi. We can't hear you. So please check your audio.
I think Brenna has some poor network connection. Could you please check your network connection, Brenna?
We actually can't hear you.
We can see that you are
Can you hear me
talking, but
now?
we cannot hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys, but you can't hear me.
I still can't hear you.
Not sure why this.
You're talking on mute. I think your microphone is showing mute for us here. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Certainly, sorry.
Yeah.
It's just every time I
Hello.
try
Can you unmute
to
yourself, please?
make it so I can see my text here.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Let's introduce yourself first, and then
Great.
you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being.
Hi, Brenna.
All
How
right.
are you? This is Melinda Roy.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am good. Thank you. Thank you, Brenna, for
Thank you
joining
so
us
much for
here.
having me.
So, I would like to give a brief introduction of yours. After that, you can occupy the stage. Can you hear me, Brenna?
Yes, I can.
So, welcome onto the stage,
Yes, I
Brenna
can.
Wallace. So, Brenna Wallace, a passionate
Thank
survivor
you.
speaker, is deeply committed to the human rights industry. With 4 years of experience as a speaker, she challenges conventional thinking and has gained recognition in the human rights community. Driven by the belief in true equality and the desire to prevent others from enduring what she has, Brenna strives to create a positive impact, advocating for justice and equality for all. Her dedication, expertise, and innovative mindset made her a valuable asset for any project or endeavor. That was a wonderful introduction of Brenna Wallace. Yes, Brenna Wallace, the stage is yours.
Go ahead
Thank
with
you
your
so much
presentation.
for that wonderful introduction. I would like to thank everybody for being here today as we embark on an important exploration of the challenges faced by women with disabilities when they seek justice after being victimized. So, to tell you a little bit about who I am Brenna Wallace, and I'm an autistic survivor of familial disability trafficking, narcissistic abuse, and sex trafficking. I am a speaker for Brave Communications and Brave Education Canada, and I am in the process of launching the Brenna Wallace International Initiative. As a survivor of human trafficking who has experienced extreme discrimination to the level of corruption from police, social workers, lawyers, the courts, and even from the Minister of Justice for the province of Alberta. Because of these experiences, it has allowed me to reach out to populations that are often marginalized and completely ignored by the rest of humanity. So therefore, I would like to invite you to join me as we delve into the unique obstacles this marginalized group endures, examine the detrimental effects of societal biases, and discuss the crucial steps needed to ensure equal access to justice for all women, regardless of their abilities or disabilities. To truly understand the challenges faced by women with disabilities in seeking justice, we must first acknowledge the multiple barriers that they encounter in their pursuit of justice. These obstacles include societal prejudices and stereotypes that openly diminish their experiences and needs. Women with disabilities may face societal biases that consider their experiences less credible or significant compared to their able-bodied counterparts. They may be subject to dismissive attitudes, victim blaming, or skepticism, which undermines their ability to access legal recourse. When disability intersects with gender, it results in compounding marginalization, which means that these women often face double discrimination based on their disability, and then again based on their gender. A perfect example of this is the story of a girl who has chosen her nickname to be Star, who first started reporting to the adults around her that her father was drugging her and raping her when she was 4 years old. In total, 7 different adults went in and reported what she was telling them and what she was telling everybody that she encountered. So the points that must be raised with this case are that this poor little girl was actively reporting to adults around her for years. The police dismissed the reports based on the father's wife swearing that nothing was happening. The police did absolutely nothing, as far as the family knows. In fact, they only arrested the man who was doing this after a person who was completely unrelated to the case found a thumb drive in a storage locker. And he gave that thumb drive that he found in the storage locker to the police. And it broke in the media that this USB drive was found and that this little girl had been suffering for almost 7 years with the police refusing to intercede on her behalf. The entire investigation was a huge cross-section of disabilities, gender-based discrimination, and societal biases based upon the idea that drug addicts are useless people, that drunks aren't good witnesses, that people with disabilities aren't credible witnesses. And the horrifying level that this was prolonged against a child too. Like, this was prolonged on a horrifying level to a child who was 4. She was 11 before anything was done. And here's one of the biggest reasons why: limited access to legal resources, support services, and justice systems. Without those, that case would have never been investigated at all. But because of the lack of them, it took so many years, and it took the media getting a hold of the story before anything was done. So if we move on and we examine what the limited accessibility to legal resources, support services, and justice systems further looks like when it impedes women with disabilities and their ability to seek redress. Something that we should also consider is physical barriers, such as a lack of ramps, elevators, or accessible transportation to and from meetings with law enforcement, lawyers, and the judicial system. Inadequate communication support, such as sign language interpreters or accessible information, can also limit their ability to navigate the legal process effectively. Additionally, justice systems are often ill-equipped to handle the specific needs of women with disabilities, such as trauma-informed approaches or accommodating of witnesses with disabilities. These obstacles not only affect their chances of obtaining justice, but also perpetuate a cycle of marginalization and discrimination. Women with disabilities may internalize societal attitudes, doubting their own worthiness or ability to seek justice. This can erode their self-esteem and exacerbate feelings of powerlessness. The lack of a responsive and inclusive justice system may leave them feeling voiceless and unsupported, further contributing to their marginalization. Societal attitudes play a significant role in exacerbating the challenges faced by women with disabilities. Preconceived notions surrounding abilities often lead to the dismissal or trivialization of their experiences, undermining the urgency and validity of their claims. Now, in my own experience, an example that I can give you of this was that when I went in to report my own human trafficking, I was actually charged up on outside the police station by a female officer who had been specifically requested to come talk to me because of the nature of the crimes that I was going to report. This woman stormed up on me outside the police station, and before I even made a single statement, started screaming at me that I was just a liar who wanted to get other people in trouble, and that I had never been trafficked, nothing had ever happened to me, and I was just trying to get my trafficker in trouble. At the end of this interaction with this officer, I actually wound up screaming at her to get the F away from me. And F, I'm pretty sure most of you can realize what that word means. I told her to get the F away from me, and this officer actually replied with pleasure. With pleasure. And even though I went through the proper channels to file a complaint and deal with this appropriately, the officer in question was promoted within a year of that incident. So there's no real accountability within law enforcement to actually investigate cases that are reported to them by people with disabilities. The dominant narrative of disability as weakness or dependency may lead to the assumption that women with disabilities are inherently less capable of making informed decisions or advocating for themselves. A way that I love to explain this point to people is I use what I call the tomato analogy. And the tomato analogy is that if you don't like a tomato and you don't have a disability, there is no punishment for not liking that tomato. But if you have a disability and you say that you don't like a food, you have to eat it. You don't have the choice to say no to a food. Because if you do, you're just going to get drugged, locked up, and denied contact with other people until you agree that you like tomatoes and eat the tomato. These negative attitudes, so people not realizing that the tomato analogy is even a thing for people with disabilities, can further victimize these women, leaving them feeling voiceless and unsupported. It is imperative that we recognize and challenge these biases to create a more inclusive and just society. To address these challenges, we must take essential steps towards ensuring equal access to justice for all women, regardless of their disabilities. Firstly, we must prioritize the creation of accessible and inclusive legal resources and support services. This includes providing physical accommodations such as ramps, elevators, accessible transportation, and accessible technology in legal institutions. Moreover, courts, police stations, legal offices need to have trained staff who can provide appropriate communication support and tailored services to accommodate the unique needs of women with disabilities. Equipping legal professionals with disability awareness and sensitivity training is also crucial. By enhancing their understanding of the challenges faced by women with disabilities, legal practitioners can better serve their clients, ensuring their voices are heard and their rights protected. This training should encompass disability rights laws, intersectionality, trauma-informed approaches, and effective communication strategies. It should also promote the importance of involving women with disabilities in the decision-making processes, ensuring their agency and autonomy are respected. Additionally, fostering partnerships between disability rights organizations and legal institutions can help bridge the gaps and provide necessary support for to women with disabilities. Collaboration between these entities can lead to the development of comprehensive legal aid programs that cater specifically to the unique needs of women with disabilities. Legal aid services should be accessible and affordable and delivered in a manner that considers the diverse range of disabilities, ensuring proper accommodation and support at all stages of the legal process. Furthermore, society as a whole must work towards dismantling ableism and embrace a more inclusive mindset. Educating the public about the experiences of women with disabilities and challenging harmful stereotypes is essential for shifting attitudes and fostering empathy. This can be achieved through awareness campaigns, public forums, and educational initiatives that aim to promote understanding and inclusion. The media also has a crucial role to play in representing women with disabilities authentically and challenging common stereotypes. In conclusion, the challenges faced by women with disabilities in seeking justice after being victimized are extensively and deeply rooted in societal prejudices and systemic limitations. However, through collective effort, we can overcome these obstacles and create a more inclusive and just society by providing accessible legal resources, challenging societal attitudes, and fostering partnerships. We can ensure equal access to justice for all women, regardless of their disabilities. It is our moral duty to empower and protect the rights of these individuals, promoting a society that values and champions the rights of every individual, irrespective of their abilities. I would like to thank you for your attention, and let us strive together to create a world where justice truly knows no bounds. And I want to really, really thank you all for the opportunity to come here and speak here today after having almost died in August. It is really important to me to be able to deliver this message today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Brenna Wallace. That was really wonderful presentation. You really choose a wonderful topic to present to our audience. So we do have a question from our audience. Now here is the question. So how do sexual assault patterns differ among women with different disabilities?
Sorry, I only got half of that.
How do sexual assault patterns differ among women with different disabilities?
So did you say, is sex trafficking more common amongst different disabilities?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yes, we are actually seeing huge numbers in people with FASD or anywhere on the autism spectrum. We are also seeing a lot of global learning disabilities, as well as things like multiple personalities disorder, which can be very easy to exploit and control if you play into their personalities. So we are seeing a lot of different disabilities, but I would have to say the most common is autism.
That was really well answered. Thank you so much, Brenna, for joining this event and sharing your valuable presentation with us. So yes, please join our next session, and please do your valuable comments, show some love. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a great rest of the summit.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
You too.